Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today FLUT just filed a current report and I'm seeing one key piece of information that matters for total voting rights. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company announced changes to their voting share count, and this move can sometimes signal bigger things to come for investors. This is a Form 8, which is like a company hitting the newswire to tell the public about important events. Flutter Entertainment plc, the company behind brands like FanDuel, is letting us know about an update regarding their total voting rights. The big news dropped on the 1st of July 2026. This is Flutter Entertainment plc, a big player in the gambling and entertainment space. They operate in Ireland and their shares are traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker FLUT. Their ordinary shares are what most investors would buy and they are traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so what is the actual news here? It comes under Regulation FD, which is all about making sure important information is shared with everyone at the same time. Basically, Flutter put out an announcement on the 1st of July 2026 through a service in London called the Regulatory News Service. This announcement is all about their total voting rights. They had to do this because of rules in the United Kingdom that require them to disclose this kind of information. This exhibit number 99.1 is the actual announcement. While we don't have the full text of that announcement here, the filing tells us its purpose was to clarify the company's total voting power. Why does this matter in the world of publicly traded companies? The number of voting shares outstanding is a pretty fundamental metric. A change in this number, or an update to it, can sometimes be a precursor to other events. For example, if a company is planning a significant acquisition, a new stock issuance, or even a corporate restructuring, it often involves changes to their share count or voting rights. Think about it this way. If a company is planning to buy another company, they might issue new shares to pay for it. This increases the total number of shares and therefore the total voting rights, or if they're conducting a share buyback program, the number of outstanding shares would decrease. Flutter Entertainment is a massive company with a market cap around $18.4 billion. They've had recent news about their shares surging and some funds making new investments, which paints a picture of continued investor interest. However, they also saw their shares drop from the Russell 3000E growth benchmark recently, which isn't ideal. Crucially, external reports from around the same date as this filing mentioned that Flutter Entertainment details 173.5 million voting shares outstanding. This aligns with the type of information this 8K filing is designed to communicate. Having a clear understanding of the total voting shares is vital for anyone trying to understand their ownership structure, potential dilution, or even the mechanics of future corporate actions like mergers or stock offerings. So, while this 8K filing doesn't give us a deep dive into financials like a 10Q or 10K would, it flags a key piece of information for Flutter Entertainment. It is an update on their fundamental structure, their voting power. For astute investors, this kind of update, especially when coupled with other market news, is worth noting to see if it precedes any larger strategic moves. Now, looking at these numbers more broadly, Flutter's business is in a highly competitive, fast-moving industry. The update on their voting rights, while seemingly dry, is a piece of the puzzle in understanding the company's financial and strategic maneuverings. It is a reminder that companies are constantly managing their share structure, and these disclosures are important for transparency. The risk I am watching is whether this voting share update is a precursor to a dilutive event, like issuing more shares for an acquisition. What I'm actually looking for is any indication of a significant change in their capital structure that could impact shareholder value. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and join our Discord linked below.